Hi everyone, and welcome to one more episode of Football Talks One-on-One. My name is Marko Matuszynski, and today we are changing things a little bit. Today we are talking about futsal, and with me I have my friend and colleague Kristian. Kristian, hi, and welcome to this episode. And thank you for being here.
Hi, and thank you for your invitation.
Well, we've been talking about doing this for quite some time, and we are collaborating on different projects with Ultrax, but also discussing about educations and so on. And I know that you are a busy guy and you had an amazing uh, experience working as a coach and analyst. I can see here a lot of things like an assistant coach, main coach, club, national teams. So you're a combination of everything. So, Kiki, can you tell us more about yourself, about your background, working experience, and what are you doing currently?
Yes, we have a lot of in common when we speak about business and things like that. Yes, I have some experience as a coach, and considering my ages, I would say a lot of experience because most of them,
That's true. That's
yeah,
definitely true. Yeah.
most of them with my ages are still playing. They are playing futsal. But me, I stopped playing, I think, 20 years old, something like that, 1920. Two things. I thought that I was not so good with playing on the top level. And I thought that I have some potential to be a good coach because I was always interested in tactics and trainings, and I loved every training. I didn't skip any training when I was a player. I enjoyed be with the ball and speak about futsal and everything. And when we had in our club today's national team coach Marinko Maurovic, he showed me more things about futsal tactics. He interested me more, and I knew that I will be coach one day. So that is how I started doing things seriously. Before that, I was a coach with under 15, under 17 in the club. That was the first steps of the club. And when I look at that now, I can say it wasn't good, but at the time that was great. So we need to start somewhere. I started
Somewhere. Yeah.
there, yeah, and that is the I think the most important thing to start, to have courage, to have will, to do this job and go step by step. Be interested. My experience in coaching is that you can speak with any coach in Croatia or in Europe. You can send them message and everything. They are very open, so you can progress a lot with investing in yourself. And that's what I did. That's how I got to the national team, to national camps, to the first division with the club and everything. Just by that, being bored to everyone, annoying, always asking questions, and that's how I developed.
This is maybe we can immediately jump. This is one of the questions that I usually ask people who are in the podcast. What is the message to young coaches? I think we can jump immediately. This is the message: be boring, be constantly here, ask questions.
Yes, I think that a lot of them like that. I was in Spain three times now. I went to the other countries, to Portugal, to Benfica, and I didn't know anyone. I just sent the message. They responded. They told me, come whenever you want. Watch training, speak with us, go with us in the office. Let's talk about futsal. And in my experience for now, no one refused me. So that
They
that is
know, yeah.
yeah, that's the only way. I think that if you like this, if you love this, that is the way. Speak with someone, call, contact now today. At today's time, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn,
Yeah,
everything is easy
you can
to
reach out
connect.
you
Of
can
course,
reach out to anyone.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and this was
So
one of the last webinar was like that. It was your connection. We had Harrison here. He did a amazing webinar, and this was the way how we contact each other. You give me the contact, I sent you a message. Hey, are you willing to do this? So yeah, yeah, this is definitely a benefit for us in these days, with modern technologies and social media. But I want to go back to the one thing that you said. You said that you stopped playing futsal when you were 20 years of age,
Yeah.
and you said that you are a young coach. So how old are you right now?
Oh, I'm 28 now. 28.
20, 28, yeah, but at 28, you are working as a main coach in Futsal Club Aurelia in Vinkovci
Yeah.
and as an assistant coach in under 17 for the national team.
Yeah.
And well, it's a lot of obligations. And my, let's say, next question is maybe this, what's the difference when you're a main head coach in a club, but also working as an assistant coach in the national team? So what, first of all, what is the difference between working in a club and working in a national team when it comes to futsal?
Well, when we speak about futsal, the main difference is clubs are still usually one-man show, and it's similar with me in my club. You do jobs that assistant need to do, analysts need to do, and some other staff members. And the situation in the clubs is still that most of the things do head coach. In national team, it is different because there we have staff. For example, I'm also in the first team, A team of national team. There we have 10 staff members.
Yeah.
And I'm
Wow.
analyst there, and I do everything about the video and preparing the opponent, profile of the opponent. That is no obligation of head coach or assistant coach. So in that terms, it is easier, and it also provides us to be more detailed, to have more time. I have a lot of time to do just my job. I don't need to do anyone's job. In the club, you do everything. So working hours are bigger in the club,
In a
but
club setting, yeah.
yeah, that's the main thing.
And this is the difference between the club and the national team. But now I'm interested, what's the difference when you're a main coach in the club, but then you need to be an assistant coach. You need to shift your role to be an assistant coach for younger categories. So for the head coach there, you need to be a help. So how do you manage to do that, to change your way of thinking from the head coaching position to the analyst and also to the assistant coach?
Yeah, it mainly depends on the head coach of the national team and the staff. It depends how big roles they gave you, how much responsibility they gave you. In the under 17, I have a big responsibility. There, I am as a coach on training. I do everything as a head coach. Practices, exercises, speak with the players, and things like that. The main thing I would say is approach to players. It's much easier when you are assistant than you are a head coach, because as an assistant you are more friend to players. They speak to you more open, and that is the normal. That is the things that I have in my club. I'm more open to the players in national team than I'm in the club, because as a head coach you need to have some authority more or bigger than as an assistant, and those things are also important. I don't say that as a head coach you don't speak with players. That is bad, I think. But it is just different between players
Yeah.
and the staff. It is different. It is not natural to be different. But in terms of training, in under 17, I do everything as in the club. I do practices. We together prepared training week. This part I will do. This part the head coach will do, and things like that. And in the first national team, in the A team, I'm an analyst, so I'm not involved as much in the training, and I don't do anything in training in terms of exercise. I speak after the training with some videos, examples, and things that maybe we should focus more. We should speak to some players about this, but in terms of exercise, that I don't do anything about that.
Yeah, so you are definitely the jack of all trades, man. You're everywhere helping on each of the sectors,
Yeah.
but that's also good because this helps you also to be a better coach in your club surrounding because you manage to be an assistant coach, an analyst, and everything connected. And let's talk more about the club because most of the time you're a head coach in the club setting. So national team is just sometimes during the year. But let's go to the club. Let's go to Vinkovci. Let's go to Aurelia, and let's see how your one day of work looks like. How one working day in club setting looks like for Kristian in the club.
Well, it's a busy day. Every day busy day because I try to do all those things that I do in the national team. I try to do it in my club. And in the national team, as I said, you have a lot of staff members. They do. So here I need to prepare videos. I need to prepare individual videos. And with looking to the videos of the trainings and the matches, I know how to prepare one training week and also today's training and things like that. So usually it depends about the day. For example, always match day +1, we have a free day. And that is the day where I rest a little bit, and by the end I prepare the next week how we will do something. And 2 days after match day, we have the first video analysis, where we do analysis of our last match, things we need to improve, and we do it before the training, and then on training we try to improve on ourselves based on that video. So during that day, I need to prepare the video, see the things where we are good, where we are not good, make the training considering those things that I saw, present to the players, and also I try as much as I can during that day to speak with some of the players. 1 week to
meetings with them, one-on-one meetings or
one-on-one meetings, but not formal, not official, not like it's punishment, but to be more open to them, to also I like to listen to them, what they think of the match, how we played, how we looked. It is very important to have their response,
their feedback.
The feedback, yes, the feedback is the right word, because it is not the same for me as a coach and for them as a players where they are with the ball and inside of the court to see some things. So I think that is very important, and also to have the balance in those things. I will listen to them, but that doesn't mean that I need to take everything they said. But it is important to understand how they see the game.
Yeah, and well, it definitely looks like a busy day, but I can see that you are thinking about every detail that you can use in that training session or in that day. And can you say that this process or steps that you are doing are repeating every day, like analyzing the session, doing the session, talking and analyzing again, preparing some new things? So every day you follow those kind of steps?
Yes, more or less, yes, because, for example, that first day is the day where we look only at ourselves, how we played, how we will train on ourselves, individual tactics mostly, and some collective tactics. And the rest of the week, depending on when is the next match day, we prepare the opponent. I don't like to have a long video analysis and long meetings. I think that is not good for the players they are not prepared, they are not concentrated to see long videos. So during the rest of the week, we have maybe usually three, sometimes even 4 videos that last for like 10 minutes. We prepare how next opponent is opening the attack and how we want to defend this. Then we do it on the training. Next time how they defend. They do changes, they do individual, how they defend through the zones. Then we prepare how we will open the attack against them. And then in the last meeting, we have the full presentation of the team, of their players, how they do special things like corner kicks, kick-ins, 5 against 4 and 4 against 5. And we also do it in the trainings. And that's how we prepare the match. So we can say that every day is the same in the concept, that I need to prepare the video, that I need to present it to the team, and then we train the things that we saw. But most of the week, second part of the week, we prepare especially for the opponent. And the first day is only on us. and that is the concept how we do. I think it's for now is good. Is looking good for the team. They like it, so I think it's the best way how to prepare good for the opponent.
So we can call this definitely the periodization of analysis. The first part of the week we use for this, the second part of the week we use for this. But before I start talking about periodization and more about the methodology, not just organization, just to get back to the duration of videos, I always like to discuss with my analysts and head coaches and assistant coaches, what is the best way to share that information to them, because sometimes when I speak with the players, I will see, that type of analysis, how you memorize things, or is it a good approach for you, this type of analysis, the videos and everything, or should be there something different, when we now know that there is a lot of discussion that the players today doesn't have so much focus, or children also, but I don't know, do you experience also things like that new players that are coming have less, let's call it concentration, focus, or whatever you want for analysis, video analysis? And should we change things or approach, or should we force them to do it, and to increase the concentration capacity? What's your approach to this?
Yeah, I think that first we need to see what is the objective, what is the main goal. Our main goal is that players understand it. And if we make a long video and they don't have the focus, they are not concentrated, then we as a coaches just said we show them everything, but we didn't hit the main goal. So my approach is to have short videos, no more than 10. Sometimes it's 15 minutes. If they speak back, we do some conversation about it. But after that, we stop. Even if we didn't show everything, we stop, because after that, they are not focused, they are not concentrated. And the best thing, if you can have it, is to have the video at the same place where you train, and to have TV on the court. So if you have the TV on the court, you can show some things like corners, kick-ins, anything you do that day. Show it for 1 minute, 30 seconds, and then you do it on the court. And
that's an good example. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think that's the best way, because as I told you, I think that video and analysis is the great tool, but only a tool. The main job you do at the training court, not on the video. So if you can somehow make those two things together, that's the best. But usually, not usually, but a lot of time, coaches do long videos just to wash their hands, to say, I told them everything, and now it's on the players. But I don't think that's a good approach. For me, that's how I do now. A few years ago, I did like that. I had 1 or 2 long video sessions. The players were bored. I do everything, and I think it's not good. It's the players are most important in the club. That's my opinion, and we need to find a way how to make them better. They will not be better if we are making long videos.
It makes sense when, let's say, when I am preparing myself, or anyone else who is preparing themselves for a presentation on a conference or something like this. The TEDx and those kind of talks, you always try to find the ways how to present something better, keep the attention of those listeners. It's the same with the players. We need to find what is the best way to keep their focus, what kind of method, how to talk, to make 100% of this analysis.
One doctor, neurosurgeon, spoke with me and told me that when they have those doctor meetings about some things, those meetings are never over 20 minutes. And I think that's the best example. If they don't do over 20 minutes, then we should copy that.
Yeah, I read one amazing book. I forget who told me about it. It was The Effective Manager. This was the title of the book, and they said there that the organization of meetings, you should organize a meeting also. It's not, we will now sit down and we will discuss 1 hour of some topic. In the book, they said like 10 minutes. The person that you call, that you want to do the meeting. Now he or she is talking, then I'm talking for 7 to 10 minutes, and then the last 7 to 10 minutes are conclusions. So in 30 minutes, you can, definitely arrange and do a hell of a meeting, a good meeting.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I just now uh, realized or memorized is, for example, in futsal, when you play power play 5 against 4, this last season I changed that I don't show that to all of the players. I just call 5 or 6 players that are playing that part of the game, and I saw that
Yeah,
when you have in one room 5 players, they are more concentrated, more focused. It is
small
easier for me.
groups.
Yeah,
Yeah,
small groups, and the rest of the group doesn't need to look at that because it's for them is not so important. For those guys that is important, then they are more focused than in group of 20. Now it's only 5 of them. They look at the video, they speak to me and things like that. And similar is with the training. When I analyze some training things, sometimes I just send them videos with some text individual, or sometimes I call them and it is like 1 or 2 video examples, and we speak about 1 or 2 video examples for 8 to 10 minutes, but it is a conversation. Look, you do this. What do you think about making this? Your body orientation is a little bit closed. Why you do it? How you saw it? Then we speak. When we speak, it is just one video where he will improve. I don't need to show him 15 videos, and that is the conversation in 10 minutes. I think it's the best way.
we will definitely get back to this topic. I think it's connected on the methodology and how to learn someone the skill. But before that, let's go to the programming part and periodization. How does it look like? Well, periodization, structuring the weekly microcycle. So how you as a head coach are structuring one weekly microcycle when you have 1 or 2 games. How 1 week of your in season or preseason looks like.
Yeah, it good thing in futsal, in Croatian futsal, is that you have 1 match per week, and it is easy to adapt. So we see that always first day of the week, or match day +2, is doing things, individual things, individual tactic, and plus our conditioning coach has a gym with them and things like that to recuperate from the match. Then when we are going to the middle of the week, we are doing the things on the small court, then transition. Like let's say if we have a match on Saturday, we have transitions on Wednesday to be at high level, a lot of running in the red zone, and after that we are going to Thursday and Friday with lower volume, lower duration of the exercises, and doing more specialized things. Especially Friday, we do 5 against 4, 4 against 5, corner kick-ins, the things that are not physically
Demanding.
yeah, demanding.
Yeah.
More for head mind demanding, if I can say
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like tactical focus.
Yeah,
Let's call it like
yeah.
this.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they do with the conditioning coach some SAQ drills, match day -1, and that's basically how 1 week in our club looks like. So we want to start with some recuperation, give the high intensity in the middle of the week, and then make tapering by the end of the week to be prepared for the match.
And so this is the structure of a week when you have, let's say, a game on a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And how you, let's go back to your part. So when you want to work on tactical or technical elements and teaching the players. So are you dividing the week on, let's say, in our backyard, how I like to say in football, we sometimes we work on defensive movements at the beginning of the week, later in the week we work on offensive or something like that. So are you following some structure like this? So how you are teaching your players how they play?
For me, the most important thing when we speak about the season is the next opponent. So we need to see what things are more important that week. Sometimes you know that you're playing for example, against first division team that are favorite against you, that have some national team players, then I don't prepare 4 against 5 defense, because it is probably that we will losing the game in some part, and that we will need more 5 against 4 to play power play against them. That is what we focus about, and we see what are the important things for it. Is it defense more important now? Yes, probably yes, because we will not be a lot of time in possession. So let's do more defense, more pressure, how we will press them and things like that. And if we play like similar opponent or less quality opponent, then we do more attacking things. And based on us, I try to put all some basics in pre-seasons. How we play. We don't focus on friendly matches and prepare friendly matches. We base only on ourselves and some basic things in attack, in defense. Those are the rules. We need to respect those rules during the whole season. And then when you have the season, you have practices, you have matches. Matches are the most important. They show you where are you good or not good. And then we focus on those things.
Yeah, so you focus mostly on yourself, how you want to play, how you want to look like on a weekend, and then sometimes you have adjustments according to the opponent.
Yeah, I say that, for example, you have some coaches that say we don't do preparation for the opponent, we do on ourselves. Ourself matters and things. I think that when you prepare for the opponent, you also are doing on yourself. I'm playing. Who is playing? I'm playing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's connected. It's
connected. It's connected. For me, it is dumb to open the attack the same way against individual defense and defense with chain. It is dumb. And I can do only one thing and say I'm doing on myself. But that's not good. I think that you need to prepare, and we never change the concept how we defend, how we press. We know how we press, we know the idea, but against some opponents you need to adapt few details, and that is
on different trigger on different part of the field, something like that.
Yeah, but the basic of Aurelia in attack and in defense is always the same. The basic things are the same, the players know that, but we need to adapt few details in both ways to win the game.
I like what you said. Like it's not part. Now we are not working on ourselves. We are working for the opponent. You are still working on yourself, but in preparing for the opponent, but still have your principles, and you are all just some things. I like the way of thinking and the philosophy that you have. And now we are in the methodology, and now talking about tactic part. Now let's talk a little bit more about just shortly about the physical part. Your communication with physical coach. What do you expect from this position, and how does your week look like when you also incorporate some strength conditioning or physical work?
The great coach from Croatia, Ciro Blažević, once said that we coaches like to behave like we know everything, and that's not the way. So I always behave in those terms that that's not my part of the job, and that I need to have confidence in my physical coach, strength and conditioning coach. And I think that is the most important thing, that where we all in the futsal can develop. We can't be one-man show. We need to know how to behave with the staff members, and the staff member need to feel important. And that's how I try to behave with my strength and conditioning coach. I told him my idea of the week, how will be our next match, how I expect it to be, and for him to adapt to that week in my terms of technical and tactical demands. And then he have the full freedom to do everything what he want. If it is the gym, if it is the training with us when it's technical tactical. Sometimes in futsal is different because you have the city halls and the time of the training is limited. In football you usually have your own
too
field.
much time.
Yeah, and that is the difference. So that is the most demanding thing to adapt. He needs 30 minutes. For me, I need maybe 70 minutes. Then we have 10 minutes more than what we have.
Preparation or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So we try to adapt to those things to do. Also, he needs to adapt to some warm up thing, what he can do before the training, maybe in the hall or some locker room or some things like that. We try to do the best of it.
Yeah. And now this was, let's say, the idea in the in season and how you are building things in season. Are there any differences when it comes to preseason? Especially let's say how many weeks you have in the preseason, how you start and how you end in the tactical, but also let's say in the physical part.
Yes, in preseason it's a much difference. We have 6 weeks of preseason. A lot of those weeks are with 2 trainings per day because at preseason you have that ability. Because if we speak about my club and we speak about Croatian futsal, you have a lot of players that are at college, and when it's the preseason,
They're studying, yeah.
Yes, and in the preseason they don't have the college, so
Yeah.
it is easier for them to adapt for 2 trainings a day and also it's preseason. It needs to be like that. So that's how we create our week. We start with some adaptation week, then we are developing with more trainings per week. And how preseason is coming to an end, we are going more to it like it's season, how it will be in season.
Yeah, so when you're getting closer to the in season, you are preparing yourself to the demands of the in season. And yeah, so if you're having double sessions a week, so what's the, let's say, average, if you know, average number of sessions per week in preseason or minutes of training? Let's say I know that in football in season we sometimes have from 350 up to 500 minutes of training sessions with the games. So do you know maybe the numbers in futsal?
Yeah, let's say that approximate is 8. That means that sometimes you have 10. For example, in second week, you can have 10 trainings per week. And in some middle, you have 8. When you are getting closer to the end, you try to adapt what will be the season, that is 6 or 5 or things like that, also depending about the matches. And about the duration, usually that morning, if it's gym or if it's stadium outside, then it's 60 minutes. And in the hall, I always do 90 minutes because that is the limit that I have. And then I try to use most of it because I know that later I won't be able to have 120 minutes. I always have during the whole year, I have 90 minutes of the hall. That is the rule in the city. So I always use every 90 minutes.
90 minutes,
session.
90 minute session. Yeah. So you don't have. Do you think that futsal players in our leagues are training enough?
No, I don't think. I don't think in my experience, a lot of clubs don't do gym and don't have strength and conditioning coach, and they have those old-fashioned thinking that when you are in the gym lifting, you will be slow, you will have injuries and things like that. And then when I go to Spain and to Portugal, and that is the normal thing and obligated thing to have gym, things like that, we need to develop in that part, definitely.
Yeah, I know that you are traveling a lot in visiting clubs, and let's say, so what's the biggest difference, or what's the main difference when it comes to clubs and trainings in Croatia and clubs and trainings in Spain, Portugal, and other leagues?
They are more professional. I think, in terms that they have the staff. Every club from, for example, first division of Spain has staff of at least 3 or 4 members. In Croatia, that is not the thing. And as I said, a lot of them don't have strength and conditioning coach. So I think that fact is the key. How can you make a pre-season or season without him? It is very difficult. It's some like player experience based things. I think it's not good. We need to develop in that part, especially also in Spain. You have goalkeeping coaches that have goalkeeping trainings only, gym, as I told you, and I need to say that also tactical trainings are different. They approach differently. We are still mostly. I need to generalize now, but mostly we are still old-fashioned, and we are a lot of result-based. Our league is short, and we are based on results. So sometimes when we, let's say, cheat the game and win, we are happy. And my experience in Spain that they are unhappy when they play bad, and they try to develop also. Okay,
focus on next game and everything else.
Yes. For everyone, the result's important, but I don't think it's the most and only important.
Yeah, I just watched one game the other day, and the club who was, let's say, on the bottom of the table won a club that is closer to the top of the table, and all of them were so happy, euphoric, and this was amazing. I was also thinking like, yeah, that's cool. You win a club that is up, but what is happening with the next game with the opponent who is just one place above you? Win that game, not know. So yeah, be constant. Not if you win.
Yeah, my
everything
opinion
is good.
Yeah, my opinion is when you win that game, it's good. You have 3 points, but if you play bad, that means that probably you will have the problems in next match, in next match, in next match. When you play good and you lost the game, okay, you have 0 points. But if you played good, the more possible is that you will be winning next matches and
better. In next match and so on.
Based on 5 or 10 matches, I think that if you play good, you will have more points than the team who played bad and won the first match. So for me, it's important to play good.
Yeah, to play good, but also, sometimes it's what it means to you to play good. What is good.
Yeah, what is good? That's a good question. It is the goal which we put to ourselves before the match. For example, if we play, as I said, against a high quality opponent, we want to be good in the pressure. We want to take a lot of balls in the first zone to create chances in that way. We don't need to create the chances with passing and things like that. And that is what satisfied us. In the other hand, when we need to dominate the game, have a lot of possession, know how to create the attack, how to attack the zone, and we are doing those things. For example, we had the second round where we won 2-1. We prepared good, I think, and we had over 30 good chances, and we only won 2-1 the match. And the opponent didn't have, I can't say more than 5 chances. So our realization was not good, but we were happy with the performance because we created a lot of chances. We did what we trained, and we didn't score as much as we should, but we played good.
Sometimes this happens.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I think this is the way. Like, you need to know as a main responsible person how you want to play, what are the KPIs, and then according to those KPIs, have we achieved them or not? And then we can say we played good or not. If we play good but we didn't win, okay, but we followed the principles how I try to show you now. Is it the best way or not? The time will show. But yeah, we need to have the idea how we want to look on a game.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and now to get back a little bit to you mentioned something about strength training. I know that you are not a physical coach, but I know that you are involved in all the roles in there in the club and everything. But I need to ask you, because you mentioned the strength training and the importance of strength training. So how do you look at strength training when it comes to futsal and when it comes to, let's say, programming? Do you think it's important? Do you think, and how do you do this in club?
Yeah, I think it's very important and also not searched enough area. We still need to search the futsal players, their datas and things to know the exact way where we want to go. and I'm speaking about the whole futsal as a sport, not just my club or Croatian futsal. But it is developing, and it is very interesting sport because in some ways it's similar to football, but it is probably more anaerobic than aerobic. But in one way, you have the situation where football players come to play futsal and they have good capacities. So it is
Yeah,
interesting sport where I'm not, to be honest, I'm not so sure what is the best way. So, for example, this season we tried to do more running outside than it used to be, more cycling than it used to be, to develop that aerobic part, and we will see where will it get us, you know. So that is,
yeah,
I think, not so developed area in futsal.
yeah. So strength training is still lacking in futsal in
Yeah,
Croatia, let's say. Well, I talked with Harrison, with you, and with some coaches also here in futsal in Zagreb, and I have also one friend friend here. We just had a meeting before, and I think that this strength training in futsal, well, it's the opinion. I'm not involved, in working with futsal players, but just the way of thinking, when it comes to biomechanics, physiology, and all of these things, that it looks like that for me, maybe strength training is even more important in futsal than in football, large football,
yeah,
because everything is explosive, short duration, intense. Constantly, you are, you know,
yeah,
in movement. When I watch the futsal game just for 2 minutes, I get sick because it looks so intense to me.
yeah.
How players are moving constantly, going from one side to the other. So I think that strength training maybe it's more important than in football. I don't know what's your opinion on this.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree on that because small pitch, four players from each side, you have a lot of transition, a lot of
Yeah,
sprints, a lot of short sprint, and a lot of contact. So as you mentioned, shots and everything. We had one match last year against Omisum. I think it was 90 shots per game, about 40 of us, and I
wow,
think that
yeah.
that was yeah, I think that was the
So it
most.
was one team or both
No,
teams?
both team. I think we
Both
had
teams.
like 40 and they maybe a few more. Yeah, it was very open match, very so good match to watch. That's one example. So in 40 minutes with 10 or 12 players with that amount of shot, with a lot of transition, a lot of pressure and contact and duel and fouls. I can agree. I can agree definitely that strength is very, very important. Also, in those conditions, it is easy to get injured. So if we don't do strength training, I think we wouldn't have players to play.
Well, yeah, I can say from my experience in working with players, athletes, that strength training was definitely one amazing tool for injury prevention, but also for increasing performance on some level. But when you check the logic in football and tactical periodization, they call those games 4 against 4, 5 against 5, like a strength day.
Mhm.
So they are combining strength training with those games like 4 against 4 and 5 against 5 because this is like connected with those moments. So when it comes to futsal are those games and
Yeah.
those number of players and those maybe muscle contractions and actions. So yeah, I totally agree that strength training can be beneficial for futsal player.
Yeah, when you speak about futsal and reduced games, reduced size games, then it's 2 against 2 or 3 against 3. So that is interesting point when we speak about football. When they reduce it, it is 5 against 5 or 4 against 4. That is the normal for us. So that is the proof of what you are saying. The strength is very important for us.
Yeah. So this is one of the steps that you said maybe we should focus more on this and check it. But yeah, Christian, Kiki, I think that well, we opened a lot of topics. We discussed about daily work, periodization, methodology, a little bit more about physical work, and I would like to ask you the last question. And I think that you already answered on it, but let's hear one more time. So, if you want to change one or two things when it comes to futsal in Croatia in our league, or something, what would it be? Is it more staff members in the clubs? Is it more, I don't know, more financial parts that can help in those staff members and maybe the players, or some things that when you discuss with your friends, colleagues, what it would be?
The most important thing that we need to change is to play more. That is the thing that I speak about every time. I made a lot of statistics comparing other leagues. We are playing so less matches than them. We play 2 rounds in League of 10. That is 18 matches per club, and then we have playoffs. For example, in Spain or Poland, you have a League of 16, 2 rounds. You have 30 matches for every club. Then you have the playoffs. More or less, in Poland, you will have in one season of Poland, you have 2 seasons of Croatia. That is what we need to improve. Our players improve in the matches. If we speak about physical part, if we speak about tactical part, if we speak about technical, when you play, you improve. That is the only way. When you have the stress of the match, when you have the pressure of the match, that is where you improve. Not on training without the pressure and things like that. If you play 15 matches during the season, how you can improve? That is where we are lacking in terms of other countries. That is the main
Development,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to
To
improve
play
that.
more games.
We need to play more games. That is for sure, and we can. We can make it. If we have 10 League of 10 teams, let's play 3 or 4 rounds, then playoffs, and I think that's the way how we will develop more. Now it is very hard to give the chance to young players because League of 10, 2 rounds. When you have 2 or 3 defeats, you are already in the relegation zone. It is very hard to go back. So coaches are doesn't have the confidence to give the opportunity to young players. And if you have more matches, the
More
longer
rounds,
league,
you can
yeah,
give the younger players to play more. You can test them more. Yeah.
absolutely. That is the main thing that I would change. And the second thing, we need to listen to better of us. Let's go to Spain, to Portugal to see what they do. Oh, they have the stuff. They have this. They have this. What can we copy this year? What can we copy next year? That's how we need to develop. We are not the smartest. They are not the smartest. Let's take the best thing we think of every league around us, of the best league, and that is how we will improve. I think that's the biggest space for us to improve.
So play more games and be open-minded
Yeah,
when it comes to education.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, we can use Kiki this for the last message of this episode. And now the last thing is, tell us if some of the listeners would like to talk with you, get in touch, how they can reach out to you. Is it, mail, social media or something? And what are your future projects that you will focus in the next, let's say, few months?
Well, since I'm like that, I'm the one who contacts everyone. I'm also open for everyone to contact me through mail, through Instagram, to LinkedIn, Facebook. All those social medias of mine are open, and they can send the message and talk to me, speak to me. For example, today I had some conversation with one coach, and we are still the sport where we hide a lot of things. I don't like to hide. I can send videos of my
You like to share?
trainings,
Yeah.
everything. I think that's the most. When the coach hides the match, I think that we are killing the sport. Come on.
Yeah.
So I like
It depends how someone will use that information. Not,
of course. If you
Yeah.
have the confidence in yourself, in your work, you don't have the need to hide anything. So for me, whoever wants to contact to see how one training looks, how we train this, I'm always open to share it, to send it, also matches and everything. So for everyone who likes futsal, feel free to contact me. If I can help, I will help. If not, I can give contact of the guy who can help. So that is my mindset for now. And about the projects, the very important project for me is AB Futsal Education, the online platform where I contact the other Spanish, Portuguese coaches, the best coaches of the world, and they make online presentation on some topic that we arrange about futsal tactics. And that is a project that has a huge impact on me because it is on the memory of my friend and who was also a coach. And that project is going very, very well. We have some of the best coaches from the best clubs already here. And we have around 30 and more participants through Europe and also through all over the world. That's the thing that I'm very, very proud of. Each month we have one online presentation, and I hope it will grow to something more. For example, in the next year, I hope I will have the 2-day live education of this to bring to Croatia some of the best coaches of the world, to bring other coaches of Croatia in the one city to share knowledge, to speak about futsal. That is my main goal. That is the project that I'm working now, and for now it is going very, very well.
Yeah. Well, everybody, you listen, you heard Kiki, when you can contact him and about the future projects. I wish you all the best with the AB education and that project. And about this conference that you mentioned that you would like to have an event, we can discuss also about it because we are organizing events like this. Maybe we can help. We can do something together. And yeah, Kiki, thank you one more time. I really enjoyed this talk. I wish you all the best in the future projects. And for everyone else, follow the work, follow social media. You can find a lot of good examples. We will have those webinars, workshops. You can find also work from Kristian on our web page. You can find the drills. You can find more about you, and maybe we can do some paper again together.
Yeah, of course, Aaron.
Okay, thank you everyone one more time. Kiki, thank you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, and see you.